السلام عليكم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. It's my pleasure to give my English course for ultrafiltration for you and to share you some knowledge about this subject. Let me in the beginning introduce myself to you. My name is Mustafa Ali. I am PhD in desalination, water desalination, and I am in the field of water treatment for over 34 years. I already joined many companies during this time in the field of water treatment, in the field of oil and gas, in the field of separation, in many other activities, and all related, as I said, to industrial field. I hope my accent is already clear for you, and you can understand my English, because I know that it is different from one country to another. Is it clear for you?
Yes, sir, it is.
Yes, it is.
It's great. It's great. So in this lecture, I hope it will be very useful for you. Generally in this course, as I said, I already gave this course in Arabic, in English, in many other languages for many countries in the Middle East and in Europe. So it is, as I said, my pleasure to give it to you, to share it with you. And at the same time, you will find in my PowerPoint slides some Arabic writings. These Arabic writings, of course, as I said, because I have also Arabic participants sometimes. So it's in English, and at the same time, you will find some Arabic words as you see in the presentation. Today we will start to talk about separation, ultrafiltration. I don't know if all of us already familiar to the field or not. For sure, there is some of us already have some knowledge about, as I said, the reverse osmosis, filtration, traditional classic filtration, ultrafiltration. Yes, you are welcome. Somebody has question?
No, sir.
Okay. So I will give my lecture, and I hope if there is any question, you can just give it in the chat. And in the end of the lecture, I have to review it and answer your questions. I hope, as I said, all my informations or the subject which I will discuss with you, it will be clear and easy to get. You have a question for attendance. Yes, please. So Hannah, you can ask.
Sir, I am asking that we have to mark our attendance by writing our registration number here.
Sorry?
Sir, I am asking that we have to mark our attendance by writing our registration number, which was provided in our groups.
This you can already discuss with the group. I don't know. I have no information about this subject, the registration numbers and so far. But I think it's easy for you to look. You are already participating now. You are online with us. Any further question?
No, sir. Sir, takes part.
Okay. So let's start it. In general, for filtration, I will make it, as I said. For filtration or separation, we should consider, as I said, many other things, not only, as I said, for drinking water application, separation can be in industrial water, can be in, as I said, the removal of particles in mining, in pharmaceutical industries, in many other applications, we can find we have to deal with separation. The slide is not clear. I think the slide is clear.
Sir, it is clear, crystal clear, sir.
Okay, that's great. So, as I said, there is many applications for the host disabled. Can you please secure the host for me? So the slide is okay now, I think. So, as I said, there is many applications regarding, as I said, the separation of particles. We are dealing with, for example, the removal of dyes, bigaments, for example, the removal of very fine particles from, as I said, potable water, drinking water, river water, surface water in general, or well water, in many other applications, including also, as I said, the pharmaceutical industries and removal of components from, as I said, proteins, albumin, which is the blood plasma, the cells, many other, as I said, components for the blood components, for example, separation. Added to that, the removal of some colloidal particles, the removal of radioactivity, as I said, from potable water coming from radioactive elements in some mineralogic compositions in the igneous rock, which, as I said, started to have alteration due to the groundwater and be as a contaminant in the groundwater itself. This phenomena is widely extended. You can see it from Spain, for example, to some countries like Slovenia, like from Spain till Slovenia, till Czech Republic, till Georgia, many other countries, which, as I say, it has also pollutants. These pollutants can be not limited just for radioactive material, as I said, but also for some divalent ions like cadmium, arsen, some heavy metals, also for the removal of iron and manganese, which is widely can easily found in feed water for desalination treatment plant or some groundwater, as I said, in some localities. So filtration in general, as I say, has a wide range of applications. We can find it. The question now is which size of particles or components we can separate. We should first talk about, as I said, the type of solution. For the type of solutions, I have to open another slide. we have many types of, as I said, solutions. Let's talk about it, and as I said, by the next lecture, I can give it in detail for you. We have the true solution. The true solution is just let's consider water in general as international solvent, as we say, and let's consider it as the solute. We have the word solute, and we have the word the dissolved matter in the solute. Okay, like for example, salts in the water. So the solute is the water, and the dissolved salts can be sodium chloride, can be any other material. Okay. Yes, the screen is not moving because I'm showing the slide in front of you. So as I said, we can already classify, as I said, the types of solutions. We will consider, as I say, liquid and solid and liquid. Okay, solid and liquid. Many types of solution, around 9 types of solution we can find. Like for example, solid and solid, which is the alloys, the different alloys. For example, iron alloy, we can find the stainless steel with different grades. That is, it is solid and solid solutions. We can find gas in example in liquid, like for example the solution of how carbon dioxide exists in the water. When we started to boil the water a little, we will find some bubbles coming out from the water, which is dissolved gases already in the water itself started to liberate. Another form, which is, as I said, solid in gas, like the dust in the air, for example. Some other like vapor liquid in gas, okay, which is concerned about 3 types of solutions which we will consider in our course here. The first is the true solution, which include particles less than 1 nanometer soluble in which is true solution exist in the liquid, or as I said, the solute. 1 nanometer particles we can already classify or recognize as true solution. For larger particles than 1 nanometer up to 1 micron, it can be emulsified. Not emulsified, suspended particles like clay, like colloidal material. We can easily recognize this in milk. All the particles or the components of milk, protein particles, the sugar, many other particles, component in the milk itself is in suspension. This is as they said, by force, electric can be electric stabilizing force, or by, as they said, many other mechanisms can exist. In generally, 2 mechanisms we can already recognize in the colloidal material. The colloidal material can be, as I said, particles in suspension. It will be forever in suspension. As I said, like the milk, it will not precipitate with time and keep in suspension because of, as I said, the electric force between the exchange between the particles in the liquid, which is the water. For not true solution, which is particle in suspension, and it has no electric charge, so it cannot be in suspension. In such a case, this can be also in that of the
तो आज सारा दिन ही सोई मरी पड़ी
low
रही, मैंने कुछ भी नहीं किया.
some other, as I said, small channels, water in many cities here in the Middle East, all over the world. So this is, as I said, particle in suspension can be with time precipitate. This, of course, the speed of precipitation or the rate of precipitation of this particle depend on the size of the particle itself. So, as I said, we have three types of solution. True solution, less than 1 nanometer particles, we can recognize it as a true solution. Over 1 nanometer particle up to 1000, it can be either colloidal or colloidal solution or not true solution, which is, as I said, just solid particles in suspension. Over 1 micron, all the particles will be, as I said, suspension, just the solid particles in suspensions. Particles can, yes, share screen have stuck to only one side. Yes, I had. So as I said, this which I'm exhibiting. Already consider the, as I said, the particle size. Let's see this figure here. We will find that over 2 millimeter, which we can recognize as gravel, till 0.6 micron, which will be 0.6 millimeter, 600 micron, which is coarse, as I said, sand. We have after that medium sand, which is 200 micron, and fine particles, which, as I said, fine sand will be down to 60 micron. So we are talking about these nomenclatures, clay, silt, sand, gravel, all these just as to define particle size. So we are, as I said, define size by using these nomenclatures, which is clay, silt, sand, and gravel. When we say gravel size, which is particles over 2 millimeter, sand size between 60 micron, exactly 64 micron till 2 millimeters. This is the sand size, and the silt size, which is 64 micron till 2 micron. Less than 2 microns, which will be clay size, Let's go to the other figure, which I used at the beginning to display. Here, we can find, as I say, the particle size here in top, okay, in micrometers, and the procedure used to separate these particles from fluid, from the liquid. We can already be able to separate suspended particles down to 30 or 20 micron by regular filtration or media filtration, standard filtration, as we do in many filtration stations for drinking water. We do this also in the pre-treatment for desalination or ultrafiltration, for many other pre-treatment steps in some cases. So we are talking about the separation of particles over 30 micron by, it should be particulate filtration or media filtration. For particles less than 30 micron, down to 2 micron, 1 micron, 0.45 micron, which is the minimum size, we can use micron filtration. It is standard cartridge filters which we find in some houses, in some desalination plants, in some standard filtration, as I said, for domestic use. So this micron filtration can be over, let's say, 45 micron, 0.45 micron, 0.45 micron. The slide is clear for all of us or not? Somebody cannot see this slide?
Sir, it is just showing the same slide as was in the start.
Yes, 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 yes. Please focus on the slide, you will find it.
Okay, sir, it's completely below graph.
No, it's okay, man. So let's see it in a big, a little bit, so we can see this particulate filtration, which can go down to up to 3 layers, and it can be, as I said, of 2 types or some other also type modified. The types which you can be used is from just winded cotton reel, or can be, as I said, from melt-blown polypropylene, So this cartridge, as I said, can be used. It can be from 1 single layer, 2 layers, or up to 3 layers can exist in the market, and if micron. So what about under 0.45 micron? Down to whatever it is, 5 nanometer or something like that. If I have particles like clay particles in suspension, as we already shown in the scale, that clay particles can be under 2 micron. So if it exists in river water or in, for example, groundwater, so how to separate it? So we have, as I said, to use ultrafiltration for such application. So ultrafiltration can be used, as I say, to remove particles and even some large molecular weight compounds from the solute, from which can be water, can be, as I say, some for some industrial application, can be some blood components. As I said, it can be also used for the removal of bacteria, some germs like viruses. If we talking about, for example, COVID-19, COVID-19 is around 0.4 micron. Which can be, as I said, easily separated by ultrafiltration. But in such a case, as I said, the microfiltration of the or domestic water cartridge used are not able to separate virus and some kinds of tiny bacteria cells. So ultrafiltration is used, as I say, mainly for the separation of particulate or grains over 5 nanometer or 10 nanometer above till 1 millimeter, for example, till 1 millimeter for example. Many types of ultrafiltration we will discuss, and we will understand the difference between it and at the same time, as I said, the application of this ultrafiltration techniques. So we are talking, as I said, about media filtration, which is used for the removal of particle down till 5 micron, in the best case, and microfiltration, microfilters. Microfiltration can be used till particles of 0.45 micron, and under this limit, we have to deal with ultrafiltration, which can separate or remove particles or cells or some components, protein, multisaccharides, molecules, which is, as I said, composed sugars, or as I said, long chain sugars, can be removed also by it. In case of some sugar can factories, some food products, some other, as I said, applications. The ultrafiltration can deal with molecules with large molecular weight, as I said, like, as I said, some proteins, some sugar molecules, gelatin, which is also can consider as the we can find the two categories of separation, which is the nanofiltration, which deal absolutely with the molecule size in the range of, let's say, large molecular weight molecules or atoms, like, for example, divalent atoms existing in the of carbonate or sulfate or any other divalent ions, some simple sugar, like, for example, glucose, fructose, many others, some protein, simple protein, which can undergo the range of nanofiltration size, the nanofiltration size. If we are talking about, for example, very low or small atoms or molecules in molecular weight, like, for example, sodium chloride, like, for example, some also still the divalent ions or molecules like calcium, magnesium, some others. So in such a case, we are using the reverse osmosis. So it is clear from this scale.
कलाकंद ना महंगी बड़ी होती है, तो हमारे घर ना वो बहुत खास मौका पे आती है, बहुत महंगी होती है लेकिन बहुत मजे की होती है। कलाकंद होती है, एक मनपसंद है, पता नहीं उसका असल नाम क्या है,
ultrafiltration, which we are concerned about it in our course, and after that, or under this limit, we can find the nanofiltration and reverse osmosis. So this in general, as I said, we can say the scale or the process of separation we can use it, as I said, for water treatment, for industrial water, some other industrial applications, as I said, can be easily used on it. So so we will talk about any question up till now. Somebody have any questions? Any question? Yes? Okay, please go ahead.